I never planned on doing any of this. I just never planned on doing any of this. But after my injury and I started studying spontaneous remissions and looking to see if other people had a similar experience as me.
And definition of a spontaneous remission is?
You're treating conventionally or unconventionally, and you're staying the same or you're getting worse, and all of a sudden you get better. And I wanted to know what the cause was that produced that effect. And spontaneous remission is a safe phrase for the medical world because they don't want to correlate it with any indicator, especially if it happens outside of the current belief. So when I studied spontaneous remissions, I traveled to 17 different countries and started asking some really important questions that people had breakthroughs and healed. And I wrote a book about it, and then when I realized what the common things were, I thought, well, if it had worked on sick people, it should work on well people. And so we started teaching seminars and events. So fast forward now, when we started seeing people in our events start healing in a weekend workshop, like tumors shrinking by 40%, hearing coming back. I mean, crazy stuff that you just, for me, I could go with it, but I was like, they got to be signaling genes in order to do this. So then I thought, okay, let's measure. So then I gathered a group of scientists and researchers, and we started doing these advanced workshops. And we measured everything. We measured brainwaves. We've measured HRV, heart rate monitors. We've measured the energy of the room, the energy around people's bodies, the energy centers of their bodies. We've measured immune response. We've measured neurotransmitters. We've measured gene expression, gene regulation. We've measured telomere lengths. And in every single experiment that we've done around measuring our students in these 4.5-day events, what we call advanced workshops, we made history. Because we started seeing things that were just uncommon. So
that even surprised you.
Well, this is where it gets weird. So because I said, I understand that, I can see how that could happen. But then I realized that when we were doing 4-day events, like on that Saturday or Sunday when the event was ending, I was like, my goodness, everybody is totally broken through. The energy is amazing. People are super free. What if I had them for 3 more days? So I changed the whole model this year, and now all the weekend workshops are on an online course. They're called progressive workshops. I don't teach the 4-day advanced workshops, I teach the week-long advanced workshops. So now we've done 2 advanced week-long advances. And people standing in front of a camera, I didn't even see these people, start talking about their disease or their condition, and in one instant, in those events, people stepping out of wheelchairs. We had 3 people in our last week long step out of a wheelchair. Now, I was very, very surprised in witnessing this. People, that came with crutches and, 2 crutches, or walking without crutches with peripheral neuropathy where they couldn't feel their feet, spinal cord injuries. It just turned into this insane, it was miraculous. And when I asked at the end of the event, how many people have had a healing or change in their health condition, I thought maybe I would see, in our second event, a group of 850 people, I thought maybe we'd see 20. It was 150 people that stood up. And we started passing the mic around, and stories were outstanding. Some latent systems must have been switching on in these people's bodies, because they walked out of there completely different than when they arrived. Now, half of it is getting people past that point. The other half is just the fact that as the energy starts to change, every time you react, you draw from an invisible field of energy surrounding your body and you turn it into chemistry. And the vital field of energy that's being emitted from your body shrinks a little bit. Keep reacting every single day because of some threat in your external environment, real or imagined, you keep doing that, you draw more and more energy from the field, and you have no vital energy for growth and repair. In fact, you feel like you're more like matter and less like energy, more like particle and less like wave. And when we're driven by the hormones of stress, which is about 70% of the time for most people, we force outcomes. We control outcomes. We try to predict outcomes. We fight for outcomes. We manipulate outcomes because we're matter trying to change matter. And there's only a certain amount of things you can do, right? You compete, you do all those things. But so when people start to open their heart and they start creating an elevated state, and you can train people how to do this, and we measure it, the heart begins to beat in a more coherent way. It begins to produce a measurable magnetic field, 2 to 3 meters wide. That's frequency, that's energy, and all frequency carries information. So now the person lays the intent, the thought on that frequency. And the more elevated the emotion, it makes sense that that thought can only be carried by an emotion that's equal to that thought. In other words, you can't feel unworthy and have the thought of abundance, that energy, or suffering. That thought can't be carried on that energy. It's got to be carried by an elevated state.
So if you believe that your thoughts somehow are connected to your life, then the same thoughts always lead to the same choices. The same choices always lead to the same behaviors. The same behaviors create the same experiences, and the same experiences produce the same emotions. And those very same emotions drive the very same thoughts. And your biology, your neurocircuitry, your neurochemistry, your neurohormones, and even your genetic expression is equal to how you think, how you act, and how you feel. And how you think, how you act, and how you feel is called your personality. And your personality creates your personal reality. That's it. So then, if you wanted to create a new personal reality, a new life, then you would have to start thinking about what you've been thinking about and change it. You would have to become aware of your unconscious thoughts and observe them. You would have to pay attention to your automatic habits and behaviors and modify them. And you would have to look at the emotions you live by every single day that are connected to your past and decide if those emotions belong in your future. You see, most people try to create a new personal reality as the same personality, and it doesn't work. You literally have to become someone else. So your brain is organized to reflect everything you know in your life. Your brain is a record of the past. It's an artifact of all the things you've learned and experienced to this moment. So if you wake up every morning and get out of bed on the same side, shut the alarm clock off with the same finger, shuffle into the bathroom and use the toilet like you always do, go and get a cup of coffee and drink coffee out of your favorite mug, then get in the shower and wash yourself off in the same routine way, drive to work, get to work, see the same people that push the same emotional buttons, do the same things that you've memorized and do so well, then hurry up and go home, and hurry up and check your emails, and hurry up and check your Facebook, and then watch your favorite television show, then hurry up and go to bed. Here's my question. Did your brain change at all that day? We could say that you were thinking the same thoughts, performing the same unconscious actions, living by the same emotions, but secretly expecting your life to change. So there's a principle in neuroscience. And the principle says, nerve cells that fire together wire together. So if you're thinking the same thoughts, making the same choices, demonstrating the same behaviors, reproducing the same experiences that stamp the same networks of neurons into the same patterns, and then produce the same emotions, you're going to hardwire your brain into a very finite signature. Because as you fire and wire the same circuits in the same way, those circuits begin to become more connected. And by the time you're 35 years old, this is science now, we become a set of memorized behaviors, unconscious habits, automatic emotional reactions, beliefs and perceptions, and even attitudes that function just like a computer program. And if you do something over and over and over again, the repetition of those actions over time conditions your body to know how to do it well better than your mind. And a habit is when your body knows better than your mind, where you've done something so many times that the body now knows how to do it better than the brain. And so 95% of most people's behaviors, attitudes, thoughts, beliefs, emotional reactions are subconscious programs. So why is that important? Because you're here this week to learn new information. And every time you learn something new, you make new connections in your brain. That's what learning is. Learning is forging new synaptic connections. Physical evidence as a result of your interaction in the environment and the footprints of consciousness is called learning, making new connections. Life is about the management of energy. And where you place your attention is where you place your energy. And if your attention is on the knowns and in the predictable future, or your attention is on the familiar emotions of the past, you are siphoning energy out of the present moment, and you have no energy to create with. Getting people beyond their identity, getting people beyond their past, getting people beyond predicting their future, getting people beyond their faces or their wardrobes or their sports cars or their importance, getting beyond all those things is when they begin to make contact with the quantum field. You can't enter the quantum field as a somebody. You have to enter as a nobody. And when you're able to do this and practice it really well, you will begin to do what's innately your birthright, and that is to create an unknown or wonderful experience in your life. So it just takes practice in order to do it.
We are back with Complete the Quote challenge. Can you complete the quote and give us the right answer? All you need to do is to complete the quote or statement that we choose, and if you can do it first, you're the daily winner. Your job is to write the correct answer in the comments below the video. Or your guess if you are not sure. In the previous video we were looking for 2 words. The quote belongs to Joe Dispenza and goes like this. We should never wait for science to give us permission to do. The correct answer is the uncommon. So we should never wait for science to give us permission to do the uncommon. Congratulations to everyone with the correct answer. Today we are looking for 2 words and the quote belongs to Joe Dispenza. The quote goes like this. When you are observing the old self, you are no longer. Write your answers in the comments below the video, and if you like the video, give your thumbs up and share it with your friends. Be the first one and win this challenge. Did you understand what Joe Dispenza said? Tell me everything in the comment section. If you don't want to miss my new videos and new challenges, subscribe and hit the bell button, and you'll be notified when new video is published. Help me make this video more popular by sharing it. If you really like what we do here and want to support us, you can join our channel and our community for a symbolic fee and gain many other additional features. You can do that by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button, or you can click on the link in the description of this video. Stay good and have a great day.